He can't be 47.
Here I am, Rowan Radley.
Oh, my little girl.
You're the rabbit!
Evan, you're all washed and brushed.
You're busy.
No, it's right, I'll walk you back.
Oh my god.
Hi, Clara. You look nice.
Strong, aren't you?
Are you listening to yourself?
Have your mouth closed, that's all it would take, Peter.
Helen, don't hurt me, I'm 9! You're a vampire.
Oh my god.
This is my brother.
Clara Radley!
Okay.
Look at me, Dad.
Touching me. Freak.
I will fucking kill you!
Helen's obsession with keeping everything in perfect order is like a full-time job. She's constantly busy making sure the house is spotless, the family looks flawless, and everything runs like clockwork. From the outside, the Radley family seems like the picture of perfection. But let's be real. Nothing's ever as perfect as it seems. Peter, Helen's husband and Rowan's dad, is an abstinent vampire. Yeah, you heard that right. He's trying to balance the pressures of everyday life while being a good husband and father. It's not easy, especially when you're constantly fighting the urge to, feed. But hey, he's doing his best. Rowan, their teenage son, is the quiet, introverted type. He's into photography and prefers to keep his thoughts to himself. He hasn't come out to his family yet, even though practically everyone already suspects he's gay. The idea of sitting them down for the talk feels like climbing Mount Everest. Meanwhile, his sister Clara is the complete opposite. Rebellious, charismatic, and the life of any party. She's a committed vegan, but don't let that fool you. She's got a wild streak that keeps everyone on their toes. But the Radleys' seemingly normal life takes a dark turn during Peter's birthday party. The house is filled with laughter, clinking glasses, and Helen's perfectly rehearsed smile as she plays the gracious host. Clara and her friends sneak off for some unsupervised fun, and Rowan, ever the observer, follows with his camera in hand. He captures the chaos from a distance, while Clara dives headfirst into the madness, her energy lighting up the room. But the night takes a sinister turn when Clara steps outside for some air. The sun's setting, shadows are growing longer, and something feels off. She senses someone behind her, and before she knows it, a classmate emerges from the woods, with a smile that's anything but friendly. What starts as playful banter quickly turns threatening, and Clara finds herself cornered, panic rising as the boy refuses to take no for an answer. Then, something inside her snaps. A rush of adrenaline surges through her, and she fights back with a strength she didn't know she had. The boy falls to the ground, stunned, but Clara doesn't stop. Something primal takes over, and before she knows it, she's bitten him, tasting blood for the first time. The boy's lifeless body lies on the ground, and Clara is left horrified, covered in blood. Peter and Helen arrive at the scene, and their world shatters. They quickly usher Clara back to the house, making up excuses about a paintball accident to avoid suspicion. Peter is left to deal with the grim task of disposing of the body, his mind racing with the gravity of what's just happened. When the family finally gathers to talk, Peter and Helen drop a bombshell. They're vampires. And not just any vampires. Abstinent ones who've been suppressing their instincts to live a normal life. The revelation leaves Rowan feeling betrayed and isolated, while Clara struggles to come to terms with her violent outburst and newfound nature. As the tension at home reaches a boiling point, Peter calls for help from the one person he knows can handle the situation: his twin brother, Will. Will is the polar opposite of Peter: wild, rebellious, and oozing dark charisma. His arrival injects chaos into the Radleys' meticulously ordered lives, and Rowan finds himself drawn to his uncle's dangerous allure. Meanwhile, the disappearance of Clara's classmate, Stuart, starts to raise suspicions in the neighborhood. Jared Evans, Stuart's father and a former cop with a penchant for conspiracy theories, begins to suspect the Radleys. Clara, haunted by guilt and struggling to control her vampiric instincts, finds solace in her friendship with Jared's son, Evan. But as the police close in, the Radleys' carefully constructed facade begins to crumble. Will takes charge, using his manipulative skills to throw the police off Clara's trail. But his presence only adds to the tension at home, especially when it's revealed that he and Helen have a complicated past. As Rowan grows closer to Will, he begins to embrace his own vampiric urges, finding a sense of freedom he's never known. So, remember Rowan? Yeah. The quiet, introverted kid who used to hide behind his camera? Well, that version of Rowan is gone. He's fully embraced Will's adrenaline junkie lifestyle, and honestly, he's loving it. Peter, being the responsible dad who's trying way too hard, is not having it. He tries to talk some sense into Rowan, but let's just say, it doesn't go well. Rowan drops the ultimate bombshell. He wishes Will was his dad. Ouch. Peter's left standing there, questioning every life choice he's ever made, including the brilliant idea of asking Will for help in the first place. Meanwhile, Jared, the conspiracy theorist dad, is still on his mission to uncover the truth about Stuart's disappearance. He finds some very suspicious clues pointing straight at Clara, so he marches to the cops, ready to blow the case wide open. But guess what? They just laugh in his face. Turns out, Will's mind control mojo worked a little too well. Jared's convinced the whole world's gone crazy, and his paranoia goes into overdrive. He sets up a crime board in his house, complete with red strings, photos, and a spider web of theories that would make even the most hardcore conspiracy nut raise an eyebrow. Evan walks in, sees the madness, and begs his dad to get some help. They have a tearful moment, and Jared finally admits he needs it. Progress, right? Back at school, Rowan's a whole new person. Confident, bold, and totally owning it. He decides to shoot his shot with Evan right in front of Clara. Awkward? Absolutely. But also kind of cute. And guess what? Evan says yes. Love is in the air, folks. That same night, Peter and Helen finally have a long overdue heart-to-heart. Peter finds out about Helen's past with Will, and she drops the bombshell. Will was the one who turned her into a vampire. She insists she hates him now, but Peter's not so sure. Still, they have a moment of honesty, and their bond starts to rekindle. Cue the romantic music. But hold up. Jared's not done yet. He can't stand the thought of his son dating someone from the Radley family, and his paranoia kicks back into high gear. Rowan and Evan's date starts off all sweet and romantic, but then Rowan's vampy side starts acting up. He bails to avoid hurting Evan, leaving Evan confused and alone. Evan, being the sweetheart he is, heads to the restroom, completely unaware of the danger lurking nearby. Rowan, desperate to keep Evan safe, goes looking for Will, but surprise, Will's nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Jared gets a cryptic text from Evan that screams, "Help!" and, full-on panic mode, ensues. He rushes out to save his son, ready to take on the world. When Will finally shows up, Rowan confronts him about the taste of Evan's blood on a bottle. Will casually admits that he attacked Evan, and Rowan loses it. They have a brutal, savage fight, with Rowan putting up a good fight, but ultimately losing to Will's experience. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, Clara comes home, finds them fighting, and alerts the parents. What follows is a full-on family brawl. Peter steps in to fight Will, and Helen, fueled by rage, delivers the final blow. Take that, bad uncle. But wait. It's not over yet. Jared shows up, carrying a dying Evan. They rush him upstairs to Rowan's room, and Rowan makes a life-changing decision. He feeds Evan his blood, turning him into a vampire. Evan survives, and they get a brief moment of calm. They bury Will's body in the backyard, but it's not a happy ending for everyone. Jared is devastated, grieving the son he feels he's lost. Evan, now a vampire, is both a miracle and a curse. And the Radleys? Well, they're left picking up the pieces of their shattered lives.